Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we actually decided to do a little mukbang for you guys. Mukbang, however you say it, whatever. I don't know. So we're going to be doing a little mukbang, and we're also going to be answering a few questions. So I asked my husband to think of a few questions since I believe it was my second video, I interviewed him. So now I thought it would be good if he decided to interview me. So he chose the topic, he chose the questions, and while we're answering questions, we're going to be eating some bomb seafood. So before we start, let me show you guys kind of what we got. We got some it's
because they were hot.
like, yeah, we got some empanadas. Look how good they look. Okay, so we got empanadas.
And then I also got some...
And then he got, what is this, curtido?
Yeah, camarones curtido with some pulpo.
You guys can see that?
Yeah.
You can barely see, but I don't want to like spill it. I don't want to like show you guys too much and then spill the juice all over my table. So, and then, oh, I also got, I'm not going to be eating curtidos. I'm only going to be eating like some of the empanadas with the little like sauce that they gave you. And then I also got a fish taco. Let me see if you guys can see. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be eating today. We also have our little green salsa que no puede faltar.
I know.
Bomb.
Have to have it.
I'm so hungry.
You have to have it.
Oh, and you guys, we had just fed him and we had put him to sleep, like in hopes that we can film the video. But as soon as we put him down, he woke up. So, are you sure you can do it? Maybe I should hold him because you're gonna be eating with like juice. You know? And you're gonna spill the curtido all over him.
Pues como tú quieras.
¿Verdad que sí, cosita? Oh, he's mad. What the?
A ver, I'll do it. Here. So do you want to hold it?
Okay. Cosita bella.
Damn, they sealed this real good. Okay.
Your hair's messed up, Daddy.
Dile, my mommy and my daddy messed it up, that's why.
No, that 5-minute nap messed it up. Okay, so.
Okay.
Before we get started with the questions, or you can start getting the questions, I'm gonna start eating.
Yeah, you can eat. You eat.
I put too much.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
So, these questions are gonna be more for one topic only.
Bomb.
So, and I feel like these questions are really helpful to some people as well because, you know, we kind of fall in a certain category. And yeah, I just feel like this would be some bomb-ass questions to ask you. Well, to my wife especially. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts when you found out you were pregnant? And especially that you were a young mom.
That I was your mom?
Yeah.
Okay, when I found out I was pregnant, I was 20? Yeah, I was 20. When I found out I was pregnant, I gave birth when I was 21. This little cutie white heel. And, my first thought, I couldn't believe that I was pregnant. Like, I really couldn't believe that I was pregnant with this little munchkin right here. So I hadn't been feeling good that week. I thought I had the flu, whatever. And then that week, my mom had to get some tests at the doctor, and she asked me to go with her. So I went with her, and during that whole appointment, I felt like crap. I really, really felt like crap. And right next to her doctor, there's an urgent care. So I told my mom, I was like, you know what? When we come out of here, I'm gonna go to urgent care, and I was like, so the doctor can give me like a medicine or something to make me feel better because I was so over being like feeling like crap. So we go into the urgent care. They ask you a few questions. They tell you like, okay, like, so what are you feeling? Whatever. And then the doctor said, oh no, first the nurse asked me, she's like, do you want to take a pregnancy test? And I was like, oh no, I'm not pregnant. And she was like, okay, and then the doctor came in, and then he asked me again, like, what was I feeling or whatever. And I told him, like, what I was feeling. And he said, did you take a pregnancy test when the nurse asked you? And I said, no. And I was like, and then he said, okay. He's like, well, you should take a pregnancy test. And I was like, it's fine. I'm not pregnant. Like, I know I'm not pregnant. And then he was like, no. He's like, you should take a pregnancy test. And then he said because the medicine he was going to give me, like, if I was pregnant, it could potentially harm the baby or whatever. So I was like, oh, fine, I'll just take the pregnancy test just so he can, like, you know, leave me alone about it and I can get my medicine and go. So, I go and I take the pregnancy test. Hold on, let me bite this because I'm hungry. I go and I take the pregnancy test. And then after a while, the doctor comes in. He's like, congrats, you're pregnant. And I laughed and I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. He was like, yeah. He's like, you're pregnant. He's like, the test came back positive. And mind you, my mom was in the room with me. So as soon as he said, congrats, you're pregnant, my mom started sobbing. And then I started laughing. And then when he's like, yeah, you're pregnant, the test came back positive, I went from laughing to, like, all these things started going in my head of, like, oh my god, I need to buy a crib, I need to buy a car seat, I need to buy diapers, baby clothes, I need a diaper bag, I started thinking of all these things that, you know, involved having a baby and how, like, I was, you know, how my life was gonna change. And I went from laughing to, like, crying. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was happy, but I think I was just so in shock that I was like, oh my god, like, I think at that moment it dawned on me, like, the huge responsibility that was about to come. And like I said, I was super happy, but it was, like, so shocking. And it was like, I don't know, I just felt like a rush of emotions. I was, like, happy, I was scared, I was in shock, but most of all, I was happy. Next question.
So, how did you feel being pregnant?
Like shit.
Did you have a good pregnancy, or?
I'm not gonna say I had a bad pregnancy because I know there are women out there that have it way worse. Thankfully, I did have a very healthy pregnancy. The first trimester was really hard because I had horrible morning sickness. Or, I mean, it was all day sickness. It wasn't just morning sickness. And then afterwards, like, I mean, it was okay. Like, it wasn't too bad. It was just towards the end where it started getting hard again with, like, back pain and stuff. But I want to say overall, I want to say I had a really good pregnancy. It was hard, but because obviously I would work full time, I would still get home, clean, cook, because I get home before he does. So I needed to get things done, like, or I needed to start things, like, so that we wouldn't, like, eat too late or anything. So, I mean, it was really hard, but I want to say it was overall a pretty good pregnancy.
And you know what? Like, I have to give you props because her job consists of her standing up basically the whole time. And mind you, she was pregnant. She stopped working at 35 weeks, and her job consists of her standing up basically the whole time. Well,
you stand up, like, the majority of the time. Like, obviously, you do get to sit down and stuff like that, but regardless, it's still tiring.
But, dude, I have to give you props.
I mean, even if you're not working, I'm pretty sure it's tiring.
Yeah, but, you know, she was pregnant, and she would get home and still cook. From a, 8-hour, 9-hour shift, and standing more than 50% of the time, and still come home and cook. And I would get home, and, you know, she would have a hot meal, hot plate with food, obviously, at the table. So, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for everything. The next question, do you have any experience, tips, and advice for soon-to-be moms?
I think as far as, like, advice, I think the biggest thing I can just say is to enjoy the process as much as you can. And I know that sounds a little bit, like,
cliche.
Yeah, it does sound a little cliche, but honestly, like, it's just, and try to take it as easy as possible, honestly, because obviously there's a lot going on when you're pregnant. Your body is literally working overtime. It's doing double the work. So I think one of my biggest advice is just to take it easy and to really enjoy your pregnancy, like, really embrace your growing body. I know that sounds so crazy because you're like, ugh, because you do become really self-conscious, like, oh my god, my stomach's growing, my jeans don't fit anymore, I'm getting stretch marks here, and, like, my legs are getting huge, my boobs are getting huge, like, my face is getting swollen. So I know it's hard, it sounds hard, but really, like, embrace your growing body. Like, just remind yourself that your body's doing a really, really beautiful thing. And just honestly enjoy your pregnancy. Like, enjoy your cravings, enjoy eating whenever you want, whenever you want. Like, that's the perks of being pregnant. Like, they can't tell you nothing. Like, what? I'm pregnant. I can eat whatever I want whenever I want.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, also just like embrace your pregnancy, embrace your growing body. It's such a beautiful process. And I know this sounds crazy, but once your baby's here, you're gonna miss being pregnant. You're gonna miss feeling the little kicks in your stomach and everything. So just enjoy it as much as you can, because it's, I know it 9 months sounds like forever, but it's not gonna last long. I promise it's gonna go by super fast. So just
so fast.
enjoy your pregnancy as much as you can. Take it as easy as you can.
How do you feel being a young mom? Any tips and advice for other young moms as well?
I've always wanted to be a young mom. Like, I always said I wanted to have like a kid, or like 1 or 2 of my kids before the age of 25, just because I want to be there for a big part of my child's life. Like, if God permits, I want to see them grow up. I want to see their grandkids, and hopefully my grandkids and my great grandkids. So personally, this is something that I wanted for myself. I know that being a young mom, comes with a lot of judgment, to think that, like, you know, even though we're in 2019, there's a lot of people that think like, oh, you know, you messed up your life, or you're not going to be able to do certain things, or like everything that you once wanted to do, like all your dreams and goals, you're not going to be able to do them anymore. And surprisingly, there's still a lot of people that think that way, but honestly, that is such a lie. Like, if anything, your kid is going to be your motivation to get out there and do what you need to do. Get out there and accomplish your goals, so that one day, you know, you can give your kid, your son or your daughter, a better life. And also to set the example that, you know, regardless of what happens in life, if you really want to, you can accomplish something.
Yeah.
So even though it comes with a lot of judgment, honestly, I think it's a really good motivation. I mean, if you want to have your kids when you're older, then have them when you're older. If, you know, you want to have them when you're younger, and you can, let me clarify that, because obviously you do have to, like, be somewhat financially stable and a good home, because you don't want to bring a baby in where there's not any income coming in, because babies are expensive, or where you're not really in a set home, where you're just kind of back and forth. You know, you really don't want to do that. So as long as you can, as long as you feel ready, like mentally, physically, financially, by all means, like, go for it. But just to make sure that, you know, you are ready and it is something that you want. But I feel great being a young mom.
Yeah. And just to touch up, we had been planning to have a baby soon, because I'm a little bit older than her. And I've always told myself, like, by 24, I wanted to have a baby. So, you know, we ended up having a baby a little bit sooner. I'm going to turn 24 here in a couple of weeks. Yeah, so.
Not really.
Oh, yeah, next week. Damn, I forgot. Damn, next week. Anyways, but yeah, how she said, it is a little bit hard if you aren't in the right spot. We're not saying it's not doable, because we have family members and friends, you know, that are doing it, and, you know, I respect them and look up to them, because I'm like, wow, like, if it's hard for us, you know, damn, they're, you know, if they can handle that, good for them, kudos, basically. But yeah, I think it's easier if you guys are stable in every sense,
or at least ready.
Basically, just really ready mentally, and I guess you can say physically and spiritually too. Like, it really takes a toll on you. But, you know, we're not saying go be a young mom, it's gonna be easy. No, it's not.
It's not as easy as it looks on Instagram. I think on Instagram, like, you see the mom with the cute outfit and the kid looking all cute and everything.
No.
And let me tell you,
it only lasts maybe like 15 minutes and it's gone.
No, it's not like that at all. Like, don't let Instagram fool you. Like, yes, having a baby is incredibly beautiful. It's an unexplainable feeling. But
it comes with the responsibility.
It is very hard. It's not what you see on social media. It's not what you see on Instagram. Like, half the time, you're going to look like crap. Your baby's going to, like, you know, take 100% of your attention. It is really hard. It is incredibly hard, and I think I always heard people say this, but
Yeah.
I didn't believe it until I actually had my baby, and I was like, oh my god, it's
Yeah.
actually hard.
And well, the good thing about us is, you know, we kind of were planning already ahead of time. So we didn't struggle with certain things, if that makes sense. But because, you know, low-key we were preparing ourselves.
I mean, you always struggle regardless.
Yeah, we're still struggling. Don't get me wrong. We're not saying like, oh, it's amazing, you know, it's super easy. No. I'll tell you this much.
Super easy.
I'll tell you this much. The first 30 days when we got, well, basically when she gave birth, and since our son has been here for the first 3 days, me and her only slept a total of, I think it was like 6 hours in those 3 days. 6 or 5 hours. 3 days, 5 hours of sleep. Just process that, you know, like just a little like example. And then like right now we're eating, and you know he's right here. Like it's always like that. So that's why we have to, like, it's a team effort, you know. It's
and
gonna
even
be.
if you do have, like, sorry I interrupted you.
No, you're fine.
Even if you do have a good baby that just, like, you know, sleeps and doesn't really cry, like when you're a parent, you're so paranoid. You're literally like, are you breathing? Like they're sleeping, and I'm like, they're like putting my finger under his nose, making sure he's okay, making sure he's breathing. And sometimes I'm like, okay, like he's been sleeping too long. Like, why is he sleeping so long? And
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of your situation, regardless if you think you're 100% ready financially and mentally and all that stuff, you're not.
Yeah, you're never.
You're not, and that's okay. That's part of it, but it's a learning process. But just keep in mind that it's a load of work.
Oh yeah, it is.
You guys,
Okay.
these empanadas, I haven't tried to cook these, but these empanadas are
You want
bomb.
some? Before I
If you're
finish
from Bakersfield, go to Casolitas.
Right there in
They
Panama
have
and
bomb
Union.
seafood. I don't want to try it.
No.
No,
No. Okay.
because that's pulpo.
Dude,
I don't like
even,
pulpo.
it's not even that bad.
I don't like it. Okay, so that is it for today's video, you guys. We're gonna end up our Q&A and our mukbang here, so you can finish eating. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.